everybody, and welcome back to our video series on building digital experiences. It's just so important to us that everybody has the best digital experience that they can get. We've got a white paper that outlines a lot of the considerations that we keep in mind when building digital experiences and choosing digital experience platforms. Today, we're going to touch on one aspect of those considerations, and that is security. The importance of security of your digital experience platform, that this is something that's just baked right into the whole entire concept, whole entire platform. I think, Stephen, this is one of those concepts that means a little bit more to some people than it does to others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think if you're a large business or if you're in certain industries, then the security of your digital experience is that much more important. I think for some clients, it's too much of an afterthought, and I think that's a bit dangerous. I think what it comes down to is you want to make sure that users only have access to what they need to have access to when they're updating your website and managing it. Smaller teams, that might be a pretty extensive access, but you can decide. I think it's critical to make sure that there's integrity to the data itself. And I think it's important that it's been properly tested and validated by an external partner as well, compliance agency. Yeah, thank you. What do you think comes to mind when we're talking about the security considerations for a digital experience platform?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, if you're a smaller business, it's not going to be too much of a concern. Even if you're just selling single or secondary single products, because most platforms have, the security for that kind of data behind the scenes. Well, but it's as you're a larger organization, you're pulling in a lot of personal data.
Potentially,
as you say, that becomes the main source and the main problem. And especially once you start going into global operations.
Oh, for sure.
Everywhere that you see in the world, every different country has different compliance protocols that you need to be.
And it's not even about the regulations. It's just at a certain scale, you don't want, it's a risky game, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So I would say when you're looking at a DXP is just how well do they handle every type of compliance, especially if you're like, health for HIPAA,
oh, for sure.
ISO 27000, financial services, government. You really have to pay attention to that. And because there is a difference in platforms, especially when they're pushing out new widgets, new functionality, updating like their framework. Right. You start working with like Kubernetes. You need to be really careful about what you're exposing and what you're not exposing. So there's a lot of consideration there,
right,
that I think when you're doing that, you really need to have an organization that understands what to look for.
And so I think when you're at that scale, this is probably something that's already baked into your organization, and it will kind of be a little bit more obvious, even though there's more to consider. And I think coming back to sort of the smaller scale organizations, please don't overlook this. It's important. Give it the consideration that it's due. Make sure you pick a platform that doesn't put your business at risk.
Correct.
Even simple defacing of the information on your website can be embarrassing, let alone downtime and being locked out of your system or having to deal with a ransomware attack or something like that. So these can be annoying things that can be easily avoided with the right upfront consideration.
Correct.
All right. So security, give it the right kind of thought when you're picking your digital experience platform. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next video.
Take care.